Good morning, folks. World War II history buffs. Today I'm going to start a new idea. I hope you'll enjoy it and let me know what you'd like to hear about. I've made many YouTube videos, but I've always talked about one veteran and for 4 to 5 minutes. What I'm going to do is I've met a man just recently that has such a unique story. I'm going to do about a 4 or 5 part series on him. So if you see him on YouTube, contact me on my website and let me know what you'd like to hear about. The man I'm going to talk today, his name is Dick Broderick. Dick was a young seaman in the Navy. He joined in 1942 on his 18th birthday, and he went to a ship called the USS Iowa. The Iowa was the top battleship that we had. The best, newest battleships were called the Iowa class. What I want to talk about today was uh, something that he saw. He saw, um, if you know anything about the history of World War II, you've heard of the Tehran Conference. It was in November of 1943. They were going to Tehran. They had President Roosevelt on the ship, Secretary of State Cordell Hull, and top generals and admirals, including General Marshall and Admiral King and General Hap Arnold. These generals would have been MacArthur and Eisenhower and Nimitz' bosses and Doolittle's bosses in Hap Arnold's case. And they were all on the Iowa. President Roosevelt had to be brought over because he had suffered polio as a young man, as an adult. He had to be brought onto the Iowa in what they called a bosun's chair. A bosun's chair was something that they would have used for the youngest seaman to go over the side of a ship to scrape it and paint it. And he was transferred from one ship to another on a bosun's chair. Anyway, the reason I'm going to tell you about Dick Broderick's experience, because something happened that was absolutely amazing, and I'd like you to tune in next time. And this has to do with President Roosevelt, what I'm talking about. Back to Dick Broderick. Dick was also UDT trained. UDT, I'm in my mid-60s, are what we used to call frogmen when I was a young boy, and they were just fascinating. Frogmen were fascinating to me. Well, what frogmen were, UDT, underwater demolition teams, they were the precursor to today's SEALs. They didn't have the fancy equipment that SEALs do, but they would leave in the dark. These UDT people that would take off from their ship in the middle of the night to go do reconnaissance on islands that they were getting ready to attack in the Pacific. So very brave men to be swimming at night into Japanese-held islands to do reconnaissance. Anyway, what this whole series is going to be about is what he saw. I'll give you just a little hint. It had to do with a possible assassination attempt on President Roosevelt by a Navy crew. I hope that you will come back next time, and we'll talk about what happened to President Roosevelt's uh, party on the way to the Tehran Conference in the fall of 1943. Thanks, folks. Take a look at my website at lmww2.com. And let me know what you'd like to have me talk about. I've got about 110 interviews. Goodbye. Thanks.